Erickson, Chris de Blasio, Showtime here. How you doing? Can get you your mic turned on. About a mic check there, Erickson.
Let's count the 10.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's
good.
That's perfect. This is Chris de Blasio here. I'm gonna mute myself shortly. Have a neighborhood beautification project going on outside. Sorry for the background noise. The new normal, work from home. So we have about 25 members of the press on the line. We'll get to them for a few questions. I'd like to ask you how you feeling, some opening comments, what you expect on Saturday night.
Are we starting now?
Yes, please, go ahead.
I feel great. I had a tremendous training camp once again. And Saturday night, I'm expecting to come out there and look my best and come out with a dominant victory.
So a lot on the line. You had a lone setback in your career a few fights ago. Same with Terrell Gausha. You both seem to be on the same trajectory. This is a title eliminator. How do you expect to overcome what Terrell is going to bring? What do you expect for Terrell to bring, and how do you want to overcome that?
I'm expecting him to come solid, but the way I train, the way we train, I'm gonna have an answer for everything he comes with.
That's terrific. All right, cool. Let's take some questions from the press. We'll start with Sean Zattel from FightHype. Sean, go ahead.
Hey, Erickson, man. How you doing? Everything good?
Doing good.
Good. Do you remember watching? I know he's got 10 years on you. Do you remember watching Terrell Gausha in the Olympics back in 2012 at all?
I do remember watching him in the Olympics.
What have you thought about him when you were watching him then, and even over his career in the Lara fight and fighting him now? After watching him at 12 years old.
To be honest with you, I ain't think too much of him. I knew he was on the Olympic team. I was rooting for him to win, but now we in the pro ranks and it's a whole different ball game. It's a totally different story, and Saturday night. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be something special.
When you've been able to watch him though, how do you size him up? What level of fighter is he, in your opinion?
To me, he's just a solid. He's a solid fighter. Like I said, he's a solid fighter. I feel like I'm on a different level from him. I feel like I'm better than him, of course, and I'm gonna be able to prove that on Saturday night.
I mean, earlier you made a statement last year against Ishe Smith. Is that the kind of performance you want, and not just a victory, but a statement kind of performance?
Of course. I always want to go out there and get the knockout, get the stoppage, and that's always what every fighter wants. But if that doesn't come, then I'm in shape. I'm ready to fight for 12. I'm ready to fight for 15 rounds. That's the type of shape I'm in.
And I know you dared to be great at 21. You challenged for the title, but is the Ishe Smith fight, the Gallimore fight in Gausha, is this the kind of seasoning you maybe needed and you feel you needed for when that second opportunity comes?
For sure. Fighting for the world title at just 22 years old, it did a lot to my game. It just brought me to another level. And, getting those fights under my belt like Ishe Smith, Nathaniel Gallimore, and now Terrell Gausha, so this next go around for the title would definitely be different. I'm more seasoned, more experienced, and I feel like I'm at my best right now.
And obviously you're focused on Saturday night with Gausha, but what do you think about facing the Charlo Rosario winner? You'll be the mandatory for that belt should you win Saturday night.
Yeah, that's the mandatory. I'm fighting for that mandatory spot, and I'm looking forward to getting in the ring with one of those guys to not just fight for one of the straps, but fight for all three straps.
And lastly, does part of you hope it's Charlo that wins so you can run that back with him?
I'm not chasing Charlo. I'm chasing those titles. So if he wins, so be it. And I'm definitely looking forward to a rematch with Charlo. But like I said, I'm looking forward to them titles. That's what I'm chasing.
Thanks, Erickson.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sean. We'll go to James Conlon James with RCB Radio Sport Ireland. James, go ahead.
Hello, Erickson. We spoke to you on the past in RCB Sport Ireland. We spoke to you before the Natalia Gallimore fight, and we had you on the air there, and you said you were going to make a statement against Gallimore, and you were going to bounce back in style, and you did that, and you did that very comprehensively against Gallimore. You almost felt a sense of anger, a sense of redemption from you ahead of that Gallimore fight, that you were eager to put Charlo behind you and get on and move to the next level, the next step. And your opponent, Terrell Gausha, he's probably the same sort of sense, the same sort of mentality. He probably thinks the exact same. He wants to move to the next step in that ladder as well. But for one of you, it's going to be 2 steps up the ladder, and for the other one, it's going to be 3 steps down. But for you, I suppose, Erickson, you said you were going to make a statement against Natalia Gallimore. Are you going to make it the same sort of statement or an even bigger one against Terrell?
For sure. That's the plan. That's how I train. I train to go in there and make a statement. And Saturday night, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I suppose looking at the sort of fight, you almost felt that your boxing skills would get the better of Gallimore. I suppose Terrell Gausha, he's a sort of a different sort of opponent, a more slick sort of customer. What are you sort of expecting for him? Is this going to be a more tactical, sort of cagey sort of a fight, given that he's a step up in class again from what Gallimore was?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I just got to be steps ahead of him, and I feel like my boxing skills is the best in the division, and I'm gonna be able to show it on Saturday night. You know, that whatever he want to do, I could do it better than him. If he wants to box, I could box better than him. If he wants to bang, I could bang better than him. I'm sure it on Saturday night.
And I suppose lastly, Erickson, before I leave you, you said in the last question that you were concentrating on whoever holds the title. It wasn't really about Charlo. But wouldn't it be much sweeter for you if Charlo was victorious, that you could redemption, that sort of blotch that's probably still itching away to try and get another crack at him? So I suppose you want the title holder, and it doesn't matter who that is, but wouldn't it be much sweeter for you if it was Charlo you were facing again?
Of course, revenge is bittersweet, and you know, the best revenge is success. But you know, also if I get in the ring with Charlo once again and show him that I'm a total different fighter, and you know, so be it. And I'm looking forward to that.
Erickson, best luck from all of us here in Ireland.
Thank you.
Cheers, bud.
Okay, James, appreciate that. Let's go to Jeremy Herridges, fansided.com. Jeremy?
Hi, Erickson. I was curious in preparing for this fight. Did you study film, and in particular, did you take a special look at his recent fights against Southpaws with Trout and Lara?
Yeah, I did some studying. I did studying with the Lara fight, with the Trout fight, a few other fights, but mostly my trainers, they look into that more than I do. But I seen what I needed to see. My trainers seen what they needed to see, and you know, we got a game plan and we ready to execute on Saturday night.
Looking at his record, obviously it's a strong record, but the one draw and the one loss have come against Southpaws. Do you think it's the fighters that gave him problems, or do you think that in part the Southpaw stance gives him problems?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both for sure. I feel like he has a little bit of problems with Southpaws, but you know, I'm not looking at that. You know, I got a game plan. I'm ready to execute. I'm ready to come out victorious on Saturday night.
In order for this fight to be a success for you, other than just winning, is it more about how dominant you are in this fight? What's your main objective here?
I mean, both. I definitely, you know, got to come out there and win, and I also want to go out there and win in style. I want to look good winning, and you know, that way we leave behind a good report.
Going back to your one loss, you know, there's a bunch of ways you could look at it. As one could be, you know, disappointment, or the other is something to learn from. How do you look at it? And if you did learn something from it, what was the most important thing you took away from that fight?
I mean, it's definitely something to learn from. it's also disappointing because, I definitely, I dared to be great. I want to be I wanted to be one of those fighters to, win a world title early. But I definitely learned that, experience is a great teacher. And, I took that from that fight, brought it with me and bounced back. And I'm still bouncing back in a great way. And I soon take over this division.
Erickson, thank you very much and best of luck.
Thank you.
It is refreshing to see you take a step back and take it in stride and get back to where you've gone so far, Erickson. So happy to see that. Same with your opponent across the ring. So we're looking forward to Saturday night for sure. Let's go to Alan Jones in the ring with Alan Jones.
Erickson Lubin, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Al Jones from In the Ring. This fight here, I mean, you've been prepared. You prepared yourself very well. Training was good. You have one of the best coaches in the game. What advantages do you have that will separate you and lead you to a victory in this particular match?
I feel like my advantage is that I'm definitely I feel like I'm more determined than he is. I'm younger than he is also. I feel like in every department, I feel like I got the edge in almost every department. The speed, the power, the footwork, the defense. I feel like I'm just one step ahead of him.
Okay. And also on In the Ring with Al Jones, when you were on the show.
Excuse me, a couple steps ahead of him.
A couple steps ahead of him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And also, going forward, what will it mean? What will this win mean to you going on this?
I mean, it'll mean a lot. Every win, I take every win. All my wins are special to me, and they mean something to me. It'll be just one more step to the title. This is gonna be for the mandatory slot with the WBC, and after this, sky's the limit. I get to fight for not just one belt, but 3 belts.
Okay. And any predictions? Will it go the distance, or are you predicting a TKO or knockout?
Whatever happens, if I get the knockout, sweet. But I'm in shape. I'm ready to fight 12 rounds. I'm ready to get the win.
All right. Thank you for your time and good luck to you this weekend.
Thank you.
Well, we've seen the energy and some personalities coming from the co-features earlier today, Erickson, and now we're feeling it from you and from your opponent before. So know it's going to be a big night. Reggie Woodson, you're up.
Hey, how you doing, Erickson?
I'm doing good.
Hey, look, after fights, man, we get online and everything, and fighters, we criticize them and hold things against fighters and whatnot, especially knockdowns and knockouts. Do you think to this point that you've kind of in control of the narrative about who Erickson Lubin is as a fighter?
Well, I know who I am as a fighter. That's why I walk around with my head held high, even after a loss, because I knew I'll bounce back. Just needed to make a few changes in my life. I made the changes, bounced back in a great way, and I'm looking to take over the division.
Got you. You're still a very confident guy, very firm in how you carry yourself and whatnot. But what's the difference in the energy pre-Charlo and now in these last few fights?
Well, I train hard. I train hard for that fight with Charlo, but I just knew I needed to bounce back. The way I train with Kevin Cunningham in camp, we got a game plan that I believe in him the way he believes in me, and this is how I am. This is just me.
All right, and with the unification coming up a week after you guys, what's the ideal statement for Erickson Lubin to make before the unification fight, as well as to the fans?
Well, I just want to go out there and be my best, and I know with me being my best, I always make a statement. I always look good when I go out there and I'm at my best. So I just want to go out there, have some fun on Saturday night, come out with the win, and then we'll talk about what's next.
How's that environment for you? We heard some different things from Benavidez and whatnot, and Angelo Leo as well. How are you settling into that environment up there in Connecticut?
It's the calm before the storm. I'm just relaxing. You know, my weight's good, ready to weigh in, fuel up, and then fight on Saturday night.
All right, man. Have a great time, and wish you the best Saturday night.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We have just one more question for you, Erickson. It comes from Bakari Simpson. Bakari, if you unmute, you can go ahead.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I feel great.
That's great. I'm always fascinated with a lot of the mental aspect of the game. And so when you took the loss to Charlo, there have been other fighters who have been broken or lesser than after such a loss or on such a big stage. And so for you, you appear to have bounced back mentally, and you're back 100%. But how did you absorb that loss? Did you kind of bounce back fast, or was it like a process?
I mean, everything's a process. After taking the loss, I just made a few changes in my life outside the ring, and then I got with Kevin, and got a stronger team, and we work hard in camp. My confidence level has always been high. Even after the loss, I didn't, it didn't break my confidence, and I knew that's what I needed to bounce back, and that's what I did. I just kept training, I stood the course.
That's what's up. And so obviously, Coach Cunningham has a reputation for being, strict and a very disciplined coach. But for you personally, since you all have been working together, how has he, what would you say the greatest way that he has improved you or, advanced your skill set?
Yeah, he's definitely advanced my skill set. Also, he's hands-on, so he's there every step of the way during training camp. When I'm running, he's there. When I'm in strength and conditioning, he's there. So, just working with him, I knew I'd get my game to another level, and, being able to adjust in the ring, whatever he calls out, he's hands-on with me. So, that definitely boosted my game to another level.
And so you've said a number of times that, you're not necessarily chasing any particular fighter, but you're chasing the belts. And so of the belts, do any of the belts mean anything more than the rest to you? And if so, which one?
Well, I'm number one in the WBC right now. So if none of them boys want to fight, they're gonna have to give up that belt, the WBC belt. But I'm sure those are tough guys. They're willing to fight anyone. And after I take care of business on Saturday night, we're looking forward to fighting one of those guys. Whoever comes out on top between Charlo and Rosario, we're gonna get it on for all them belts.
That's what's up. And so fairly early in your career, you had a lot of notoriety and you got on TV pretty fast. And so, you had a light on you pretty early. And so obviously you got your mind on getting your hands on a belt. But are there any up and coming fighters that you kind of got your eye on that you would look forward to fighting in the future?
There's a lot of good up and coming fighters. None specific, but I got my eyes on everybody. I watch boxing from prospects to champions to Hall of Famers. I watch everybody.
Bet. All right, man. That's pretty much all I got. So I wish you all the luck for your fight.
Thank you.
All right, Erickson, thank you very much for the time. I want to thank all the press for joining us and for great questions today. Great responses from you, Terrell, and all the fighters on the card. Looking forward to a big night. It's back-to-back weekends for Showtime Boxing. September 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, 3-fight card live on Showtime, followed by a big pay-per-view event on the 26th of September. As we've mentioned here many times, the unification fight between Jermell Charlo and Jason Rosario. So a lot going on at 154, very deep, interesting division. And we see some connectivity between this Saturday and the following week. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Erickson. Good luck heading ready for the weigh-in, and we will see you on Saturday night.
All right, see you.
Hey, Terrell, how you doing? Chris de Blasio here from Showtime.
Hey, how you doing? I'm good.
All right. Can you give us another mic check there, Terrell?
Mic check. 1, 2.
It's a little bit low, Corey, or is that me, or?
You want to bring your chair a little bit closer?
Go ahead, Terrell. That sounds better. Go ahead.
Mic check. 1, 2.
That's much better. Okay, great. Terrell, so Chris de Blasio here from Showtime. Thanks for being on. We've got a bunch of members of the press. We're going to have them ask questions one at a time. Just give you a chance to make some opening comments. Tell us about your training camp and what you hope to do Saturday night. I know you're looking to continue a comeback trail from the lone setback in your career. Give us a little bit of background leading into the fight and what you expect on Saturday.
We had a good training camp. You know, we put the work in, we in shape, we ready. On Saturday, I'm looking to put my best performance to date and get the victory.
All right, this is a title eliminator. This is to get you in position for a title shot down the line. What do you expect against with the opposition across the ring from you? He's in a similar position in his career. You both took the only losses in your career on the same night, and you're both on a trajectory towards the world championship status again. What do you think Erickson Lubin's going to bring that you have to counter?
I'm expecting Erickson Lubin to come ready. You know, I'm expecting a good fight. You know, we both know what's on the line. We both know a title shot awaits us, but I'm looking to make a statement and go out there and take control.
All right, great. Let's start with James Conlon. James, you can unmute and ask your questions for Terrell Gausha.
Hello, Terrell. This is a title eliminator, as we call it, but there's so much on the line resting for both fighters. A defeat, it's going to be a long, long road back to get back into this position again. So it's almost like a defining fight in your career as such. You both have similar records. You're 21-1. The only defeat Erickson Lubin is 22-1. The only defeat to Jermell Charlo. For the winner of this fight, it's going to propel you to elite status. But for the loser, it's going to be a very long road all the way back to the top. So I take it, Terrell, you have only win on your mind. And with that in thoughts, how do you think you're going to get the better of Erickson Lubin, given that everything is at stake in this fight?
Well, like I said, it's a big fight, great opportunity for both of us. We know it's at stake, but you know, winning is on my mind. I'm looking forward to fighting for the titles next, and I'm gonna go out there and do what I got to do to win. Whatever we got to do, that's what we're gonna do. We can box, we can bang, we can do it all.
Yeah, on that note, best of luck, Terrell, at upcoming fight, and we wish you all the best here in Ireland.
Thank you.
Okay, James, thank you. Let's go to our next one from Reggie Woodson. Reggie, go ahead.
It was good, Terrell.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, any thoughts on the role that Ohio's been playing? You're an Ohioan. Ohio fighters have played a prominent part in the resumption of boxing. Jared Anderson has kind of had the best run, I think, and Herring, I know, is in Cincinnati. But what's your thoughts on representing the state, you know, in the boxing game?
Yeah, Ohio always true players in the game. We always been effective in the sport. So, you know, you got people like Rashid Warren, Robert Easter, myself. The list goes on and on. I'm happy to be from Ohio and represent, especially the city of Cleveland too.
All right, Lubin is, I believe, a bit of the favorite in this, and I'm sorry, I had a phone call. Lubin is a bit of the favorite in this, but you go in with coming out of camp with Manny Robles, who you know, had a prominent impact on Pearson and getting things right in his career, and as well as Ruiz. What do you think the benefit will be, with Robles leading you into this?
Yeah, like you said, Lubin a favorite in this fight. I'm no stranger to being an underdog. That don't bother me one bit. But I've been with Manny Robles for a long time, even before I went pro, capturing with the WSB, making it to the Olympics, and now still the same. So we got good chemistry. We've been working together for a while. We know each other real well. And I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right, last question. You're a very classic boxer, do everything well. Any pressure here on your end to not leave this in the judge's hands, knowing what's at stake?
There's no pressure for me. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do best. I put a lot of work in training camp, and you win your fights in the gym. My trainer always tells me so. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to put on a show. I'm ready to fight tomorrow.
Any reaction to or thoughts on Lubin's performance against the one-sided win that he had against Gallimore? Any thoughts on how he looked that night?
No thoughts at all.
All right, thanks, boss.
All right,
Best of luck.
All right, Reggie, thanks a lot. Let's go to Sean Zattel from FightHype. Sean, go ahead.
Hey, Terrell, do you feel in this fight, I know Lara at that time in 2017 was so hard to hit and to pin down, but do you feel because you weren't able to throw a lot of punches per round in this fight that you have to take more chances this time, and take more chances in fighting Lubin this time around?
One more time, can you repeat that question? I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
I know that Lara, when you fought him, he was on top of his game. It's hard, and he was a hard guy to hit, and because of that, you weren't able to throw a lot of punches in that fight. But do you feel this time against Lubin, you'll have to throw more punches and take more chances this time around in a big fight?
Lubin and Lara are two different fighters. I definitely want to let my hands go, but it's no pressure for me. Like I said, this would be my fourth southpaw in a row since facing Lara. So I'm more familiar, I'm more comfortable, and like I said, I'm ready to go.
So there's no greater sense of urgency this time around than the last time it was a big fight with Lara.
No, I didn't say that. Right. I mean, it's always a sense of urgency because it's a big fight, but this is a different fight.
Do you see Lubin's chin as a serious weakness for him, or was that Charlo knockout just a great shot that he didn't see coming, or do you think he may have a weak chin?
We're gonna see. We're gonna test it. That's our job, to go in there and test it. We're gonna see how it hold up.
I know there's always talk of experience. How do you make it work for you in this fight?
Just my experience is like being in there with the top guys. I fought, like I said, Lara at the time when a lot of people was backing away from that fight. I took that fight. I learned a lot from the loss. I fought another former world champion, which is Austin Trout. Felt like I did really good. Wasn't really 100% in that fight, but now I'm 100%. I'm ready to rock and roll. I think experience will play a factor, but we know it's a good fight. But I'm ready to show and prove I'm the best.
Ultimately, how do you see the fight playing out, Terrell?
I see the fight playing out with me raising my hand at the end. I see me being smart. See me using my jab and dictating the fight, and just controlling every run.
And I know you're just focused on Saturday night, but do you have an eye towards the Charlo Rosario fight and getting the winner of that fight?
Of course. I mean, I'm watching everybody in the division. Them guys hold the belts. I know they're gonna fight the week after. So, but first I got to take care of business Saturday, and hopefully after I win that one, Lord willing, I'm gonna go and get the belts from the winner of that.
And did fighting in the Olympics at middleweight, does that give you any kind of strength or advantage over these guys at 154 now?
It give me a lot of experience because I fought with the top fighters, the elite fighters, and I got that in the back of my mind. I know I can fight any style, and I got that experience. So when you're Olympian, it's a different what's the word for it? Different confidence you have going into the ring.
Thank you so much, Terrell.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Let's go to our next one, Jeremy Herridges, fansided.com. Jeremy, go ahead.
Hi, Terrell. You kind of were talking about going into the Trout fight not 100%. Were you alluding to the hand injury there, or was there other things going on physically?
Not so much the hand injury. I was like really sick. I had caught the cold and stuff like that. I couldn't really breathe, but I made no excuses. I did what I had to do. I won the fight.
You there?
Seems like we have lost the connection for a moment. Stand by, guys.
Can you guys hear us?
Terrell, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, we just had a freeze in the video. Jeremy, you want to ask that question again?
Sure. Yeah. We were talking about your health going into the Trout fight. You talked about how you had a cold going into it and then kind of dropped out after that.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I made no excuses. I felt like I won that fight, and I showed my skills. I showed different wrinkles in my game. I showed I could box. I can stand in there and mix it up at the inside. I showed different attributes.
The old saying is styles make fights. Looking at your style and Lubin's style, how do you think your styles mesh, and do you think that your style gives you an advantage over him?
I like the style matchup going into the fight. Lubin, obviously, he like to stay busy. He give me more chance of, doing what I do best. And, that's when a fighter active is better for me, my chances to catch.
Obviously, dealing with southpaws like Laura, Trout, what type of experience did that give you? And do you feel an added sense of confidence going into this fight with having dealt with such elite southpaws in the past?
Of course, with a fighter like Laura, he's very sharp, very crafty. You got Austin Trout, who try to stay busy. He was a former world champ for all the junior middleweights, and did well against a lot of them. And they give me a extra confidence knowing I can handle myself. And, obviously I didn't get to win, but I feel like I won that fight. So that definitely boosted my confidence.
And final question. Is it tricky to you fighting southpaws? Is there an added wrinkle in there that makes it more difficult? Or at this point, having that experience, do you prefer it?
At this point, it's no problem. They just got two hands like me, and that's all.
Thank you, Terrell, and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, I think we got time for one more. Let's try Garrison Bland. Garrison, a couple questions here. We'll finish up with Terrell. Thanks.
Hey, Terrell, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
All right, man. Garrison Bland, 3 Kings Boxing. I got a question for you, man. When you look at after fighting Laura and seeing that level, after that, you also fought Austin Trout, another former world champion, and you got to see that level. It seemed like the competition you fought were to help better you going into a fight with Lubin versus the guys that Lubin fought. Guys Lubin fought were kind of like confidence builders as to where you took a different path to fight guys to help better you. Do you think that seeing that level of competition gives you more confidence going into this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. But with me, I want to fight the best. I feel like I want to leave a legacy behind, like the guys before me. They fought each other. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, although Roberto Duran, all these guys fought each other. And to be the best, you got to beat the best. So that's what I'm doing. As you can see, the fights I take, even after a long layoff, I take a tough fight, and I'm gonna go out there and prove that I can do whatever I want there.
Now, you talked about how Lubin is different from Trout and from Lauder. Lubin is more of a come at you, try, that's why they call him the hammer. He tries to come at you and land big shots. You've never been knocked out. If Lubin tries to come at you to try to knock you out, does that play in your wheelhouse of being able to box him? Because you box a brawler. And so would that play into your, your sort of style of being able to box him because you can see the punches coming better by him being a southpaw?
We ready for anything. I'm no rookie in there. He can come with whatever he have, but we got something for it.
Okay. And my very last question, after this, you like you said, this is for an eliminator. After this, is there anything that you see, if you win this fight, is there anything that you see that can get in your way at all from gobbling up those belts from whoever wins between Rosario and Charlo?
No, when I win this fight, I feel like my time is now. I feel like I'm getting better with time, and right now is my time. So when I win this fight, it's nothing stopping me from getting those belts. We're gonna wait and see what happens with them, and I got to take care of business Saturday night, and I don't see nothing getting in my way.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
All right, Terrell, we're going to get one more in. Alan Jones, Alan from Cleveland, requesting a question here. Alan, go ahead. Alan, go ahead if you can. You have to unmute your phone.
Terrell Gausha, how you doing? Terrell Gausha, how you doing, man?
What's
This
up,
Al
brother?
Jones from In the Ring, Cleveland, Ohio. How are you?
What's up, Al? How you doing, bro?
We got you, Alan. Just get to your question, please.
Okay, how's that hand feeling? How you looking? What can we expect?
I'm 100%, man. My hand's feeling good. You can expect me to go out there and be sharp. Big Tay is gonna be a night of fireworks, man. I'm gonna let these hands go and get that victory.
With the victory, with the win, what would that mean to you on your next moving forward?
It mean a lot. It'd be my biggest win on paper. It'd be a big statement to get a win like that on my division. And after that, we're going after the belts.
Thank you for your time, Terrell Gausha. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you, bro.
Real good luck, Real.
All right. All right, Alan.
Stop All right.
Alan and company from Cleveland, thanks for bringing the energy. Terrell, thanks for the time. We know there's a lot at stake for you personally, but a lot of connectivity in the division. Like we said, your fight with Lubin, and then the following week, the unification fight between Jason Rosario and Jermell Charlo. All eyes on 154 pounds, deep division, a lot of opportunity. Wish you a ton of luck. Good luck for tomorrow's weigh-in, of course, and then Saturday's big fight.